Hi. I first met Clarissa Farr online when I received an email from her which basically said, I have a high-profile job where I have to look my best in front of much younger people. I'm headmistress of a girls' school. Your makeup tutorials have been brilliant to give me new ideas and new confidence with my makeup, even though I'm a different generation from my fashion-conscious pupils. I subsequently discovered that Clarissa is actually High Mistress of St Paul's, which is one of the most prestigious girls' schools in the country. I thought she'd make a brilliant subject for our Ambassador series, so I'm here today to talk to her about her life, her career, and the fact that at 58 she has decided to seek pastures new and really explore what she's going to do with the rest of her life. So, Clarissa, let me ask you about teaching. Did you always want to teach?
I come from a family of teachers. So my mother was a teacher, my father's mother was a teacher, and I suppose it was in my blood in a way. But I really went into teaching because I loved my subject. I read English at university and I just loved the novels of Henry James. He was the subject of my master's dissertation, and I just thought I want everyone in the world to know about how wonderful these novels are, and that was really what took me into teaching in the first place.
So tell me, you've obviously reached this extremely prestigious position as a teacher. Tell us what you've loved most about your teaching career.
I think inevitably it's fantastic to be with young people. It's so energising, it's so rejuvenating. They make me laugh, they challenge me. I learn something from my pupils every single day, and I've felt that in all the jobs that I've had in the teaching profession, whether as a head or as a young teacher.
So is there any aspect of your current role as a head teacher that you don't particularly enjoy or find really challenging?
I suppose everything about it's challenging in its way. I'm very much a people person, so the parts of the job I really love are when I'm dealing with my colleagues or I'm dealing with parents or with the pupils. I much less enjoy the administrative side, and especially the demands of legal compliance that are thrust upon us now, which are just so much more extensive than they used to be.
I'm really interested in the sort of lives of teenage girls today. So what do you think the biggest issue is facing those teenage girls that you have in this school?
Well, I think teenagers today are assailed with so much information and so much pressure from the internet and from the kind of media role models that they're invited to admire, whether those are in magazines or on the websites that they look at. And if you look at the models in the magazines that they tend to read, those are not bodies that any normal person would have. And I think that it's very easy for that to breed a sense of inadequacy or low self-esteem in young women. So we very much try to give confidence, to encourage the girls to think about themselves as real people, to think about their talents and their capabilities as individuals, rather than be always trying to fit into some preconceived idea of what success should look like.
So what do you think are the most important values that you as High Mistress of St Paul's can impart to your girls?
I think this is known to be a very high achieving environment. The girls are extremely talented, they're full of promise when they come here, they have many, many different kinds of ability, and I think inevitably sometimes they feel under pressure that they must succeed in every area. I suppose one of the things I've tried to instill in them is the confidence to fail, the confidence to know that real people don't get it right all the time, and that even poor liners, brilliant though they are, will make mistakes from time to time. And I've tried to do that by sharing my own mistakes with them and by not setting up the expectation that everything they do will be perfect. I hope that that has taken some pressure off them, allowed them to drop their shoulders a little bit and to relax into their lives and really enjoy learning, because they are so engaged in their subjects, and they do love academic work, but I want them to enjoy it for its own sake and not just for the badge collecting at the end, so to speak.
And out of that, these high achieving girls often have very high achieving parents, I should imagine, and you've instituted a sort of programme for parents. So why did you do that, and what does that look like?
Well, it struck us a few years ago that being a parent can be quite a worrying responsibility, and however highly qualified you are, nobody trains you to be a parent. So we thought there would be room for giving parents the opportunity to meet together in school to talk about themes that concern them around the upbringing of their daughters. So that might be how they can support their daughters at exam time, for example, how they can help keep their daughters safe online, how they can help their daughters manage their social lives through social media and understand that a bit better, and generally share their own experiences and share their ideas. And we found that to be very popular, and I think it's another way in which we've tried to make this community relax a little more with itself.
So you've just announced after 11 years that you're stepping aside from your role. So why have you done that now? And how do you feel about leaving such a prestigious job?
Well, I encourage the girls to have the confidence to take risks. So I felt that I should take my own advice and take a risk myself. I absolutely love this job. I can't imagine any other full-time immersive role that could possibly be as fulfilling as this. But I think the time to leave is when people are saying why, not when. And I feel that the school is in great shape. It's in a fantastic state to hand over to somebody else. But I also feel for myself that I may have new capability that I haven't discovered yet, and I want to turn a page and start a new chapter in my life while I still feel young enough and energetic enough and optimistic enough to make new things happen.
So what kind of plans have you got for this, what we'll call your third act of your life?
Well, my plans are still forming, but they are multiple. I'm hoping to write a book about my experiences in education, both as a pupil, as a teacher, and as a head. I also want to go on using the expertise I've gained about education, perhaps through consultancy and helping people setting up new schools. I have a particular love of fine art and of sculpture, and making sculpture has been my hobby. I haven't had enough time to devote to that, so I'd like to do more of that. And I've also very much enjoyed the one-to-one mentoring of colleagues in the latter part of my career as a head, and I would love to find a way of continuing to work on an individual basis with people developing their own professional lives and see whether I can help them and encourage more people to enjoy their work in teaching as much as I've done.
It sounds like you're going to be really busy.
Probably.
Lots to do there, which is fantastic. And how do you view the process of getting older?
I think it's a cliche, but I think the only way to age is gracefully and to accept the passing of time and to enjoy the things that greater experience gives you. So I'm not in favour of trying to look younger than you are. In my job, one's always with the younger people, and the difference is they stay the same age and you don't. You get older. So I went into teaching as a 22-year-old when my pupils were hardly any younger than I was, and now I'm in a very different place. But I think that you can enjoy whatever age you are, and what I think is fantastic about modern thinking is that people don't see age as a barrier in the way that they did in the past. So I feel I have lots of life to live and young enough to enjoy it.
And finally, what do you love about makeup? And of course, particularly Look Fabulous Forever makeup.
Well, I've always enjoyed the creative side of using makeup. I have a horror of overdoing it or getting it wrong. And what I've loved about Look Fabulous Forever is the very user-friendly tutorials which help give you confidence to try new things. So that's how I came across the makeup in the first place. And I just love the products, and I like treating myself occasionally to new ones.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Clarissa. Really loved talking to you, and I just wish you every success and good luck with, as I said, the third act of your life, which I'm sure will be as brilliant as the second act here at St Paul's and before that. So thank you.
I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.